She didn't usually take that road. Anna, just 19, always walked the quicker path home after school, past the main street, the tall iron-fenced houses, and the noisy neighborhood kids playing football in the dust. But that day, something pulled her toward the long, quieter stretch behind the chapel. Maybe it was the cool shade of the trees, or maybe, deep down, something bigger. She was wearing her usual long skirt, backpack slung tight over one shoulder, earbuds in with soft gospel playing low. The sun was still strong, and the gravel crackled under her cheap sneakers. That's when she saw her. An old woman hunched over, struggling with a heavy yellow jerry can of water. It was nearly half her size, and the way her back curved made it clear this was not a one-time thing. She'd been doing this, for years maybe. Anna paused her music, looked both ways like she was crossing a moral street, then walked up. "Ma, do you need help?" she asked gently. The old woman's face lifted slowly, as if she hadn't heard those words in a long time. Her eyes, grayish, cloudy, almost ghost-like, blinked twice. Her lips trembled, but she gave a soft nod. "God bless you, my child," the woman said in a voice that creaked like dry wood. Anna smiled and lifted the container. It was heavier than she expected, water sloshing hard to one side and throwing her balance. She had to carry it with both hands, awkward and leaning, her slim body almost dragging behind it. The woman walked beside her, slow but steady. "Where's your house, Ma?" Anna asked, already panting a little. "Just up the bend, by the dead tree." Dead tree? That sounded like something from a horror story, but Anna said nothing, just kept walking, step after dusty step. As they turned around the bend, the road grew quieter. No people, no houses, just bush and a few scattered goats grazing lazily. The sun suddenly felt hotter. Anna started to wonder, why was this woman living out here? Alone. Finally they reached it, a tiny mud house with no windows and a crooked tin roof. And yes, a dead tree stood beside it. Its twisted branches looked like arms, reaching up in agony. Anna set the jerrycan down by the entrance, her arms burned. "There you go, Ma." The woman smiled wide now, almost too wide. "Thank you, child." Anna turned to leave, but the woman touched her arm, bony, ice cold despite the heat. "Wait, I want to give you something," she said. Anna hesitated. Her mind screamed leave now, but she stayed. The woman disappeared inside. Anna heard rustling, drawers opening, and a faint whispering sound, like someone chanting in another language. When she came back, she held a small cloth pouch tied with red thread. "This is for you, don't open it yet. Wait until the moon is highest tonight. Then you'll understand." Anna blinked. "Ma, I didn't help you for anything." The woman shook her head. "It's not a gift. It's a choice." Those words chilled her. Anna didn't even remember how she walked back home. She just knew that pouch stayed in her backpack all evening. That night, when the sky turned black and the moon looked bigger than ever, curiosity got the better of her. She untied the thread slowly. Inside was not money, not jewelry, it was something else, something that would change her life forever. She poured the contents of the pouch onto her small desk. At first nothing made sense. A folded piece of brittle, yellowed paper, a tiny feather, pale grey and soft like it had fallen from a baby bird, and then something that didn't belong. In any pouch, a single drop of dried blood, sealed in a little glass bead blackened with age. Anna stared at them, her heartbeat doubling in confusion and fear. "What is this?" She unfolded the paper. The edges cracked softly, as if the paper resented being opened after so long. Written in shaky, fading ink were words that seemed more like a warning than a note. "You gave help. Now you must choose, light or dark. But either way, something must be taken." Her breath caught. She stood still, the night pressing against her bedroom window, the moonlight casting long shadows across the floor. She thought maybe it was a prank, some weird forest ritual from an old woman gone senile. But when she looked into the glass bead again, the blood inside wasn't dry anymore. It swirled, alive. She dropped it, startled. But it didn't shatter. It just rolled in a slow circle on her desk as if taunting her. Something was wrong. All through the next day, Anna tried to ignore it. She didn't tell anyone, not her friends, not her cousin she shared the room with. That old woman and her haunted pouch kept replaying in her mind. And the strangest part, everywhere she went that day, things changed. In class, her strictest teacher called her special and smiled at her for no reason. A man in a suit gave her his umbrella in the rain without saying a word. Even the mean vendor at the kiosk gave her an extra meat pie and called her child of fortune. People were reacting to her like she was someone else. By evening, she couldn't take it anymore. She rushed back to that lonely path, all the way to the dead tree. The mud house was gone, no trace, not a wall, not a brick, not even a footprint, like it had never existed. Only the dead tree remained, and even that now looked darker, sickly, like it had witnessed something it wished it hadn't. Anna dropped to her knees. "What did I do?" she whispered. Suddenly wind swirled around her, even though the air had been still a second before. The ground at the base of the tree cracked softly, like breathing. And then she heard the voice, not with her ears, in her head. "You took the pouch. You carry the mark now." Anna stood frozen. "Who are you?" she whispered, shaking. A pause. Then, "The girl who helped, the girl who believed. Now you belong to the balance." "The balance? I didn't agree to anything," she cried. Another whisper came. "You didn't need to. You acted. You gave. And now something must be taken." Anna's throat dried. Taken? And then she remembered the final words. From the note. Something must be taken. She ran all the way home, bursting into the front door, heart racing like it would explode. Her mother barely looked up from her cooking. Her cousin was laughing at something on TV. Everything seemed normal, but her chest was tight, like she was being watched, marked, measured. She tried to sleep that night, but her dreams were filled with cold rivers, silent voices, and a pale woman who kept staring at her from the other side of a broken mirror. And in every dream, the same question echoed: light or dark? Anna woke up to silence, not the usual early morning sounds of pots clanging, her mother shouting for someone to fetch water, or the neighbor's rooster losing its mind. Just silence. Even the ceiling fan above her creaked differently, slower, like time itself had been stirred in the wrong direction. She sat up and immediately noticed her cousin, Titi, wasn't in her bed. Her blanket was folded, untouched. Odd. Titi never folded anything, not even her clothes. Anna stepped into the living room. No one. Kitchen. Empty. "Mom?" she called out. No answer. She opened the front door. The sun was up, but the streets were strangely calm. No kids, no vendors, no passing cars. The air was still thick. Then her eyes caught something across the road. A figure, small, barefoot, with long white hair that shimmered even without sunlight. It stood perfectly still, facing her, not moving. Anna's chest tightened. "Hello?" The figure took a step forward. Anna slammed the door shut, locked it, bolted it. She stumbled back and dropped to the couch, heart pounding so hard it thudded in her ears. This is not normal. This is not normal. Her eyes darted to her backpack, the pouch. It was still there, resting exactly where she left it. She picked it up like it might burn her, stared at the blood bead, still swirling slowly, like a storm, inside glass. Suddenly a whisper curled into her ears, not from the outside, from inside her chest. "Today, the choice begins." Anna shouted, "What choice? I don't want this." Then, just like that, the world snapped back. She heard the banging of a pot, the faint sound of someone arguing in Yoruba outside, and Titi's voice shouting from the bathroom, "Anna, you finished the toothpaste again, Abby?" She froze. The silence had lifted. The normal noise returned. Like someone flipped a switch, Anna rushed out. Everything was fine. Her mother was sweeping. The neighbor's radio was playing. No pale figure across the road. But now she knew. Something was playing with her reality. She needed answers, and only one person might know more about this. The town's oldest outcast, Mama Idowu. The woman everyone avoided, the one rumored to speak to spirits and scream at shadows. Anna had never been near her house, but something inside said, she'll know. So that afternoon she packed the pouch carefully, didn't tell anyone where she was going, and walked far across the hills into the older part of town. The sun was dimming when she reached the crooked fence. The gate creaked open by itself. Anna stepped through. Mama Idowu sat on a stool waiting. Her skin was like bark, and her eyes held storms. "You brought the gift," she said without looking up. "I smelled it on you before you even entered my yard." Anna took a deep breath and held out the pouch. "Please, I need to know what's happening to me." Mama Idowu smiled, slow and sad. "You helped the wrong woman, child. Or maybe the right one. That depends on who you are about to become." Anna blinked. "What do you mean?" The old woman leaned forward. "You've touched a forgotten power, one that tests the heart, and now the price has already been chosen." "What price?" Mama Idowu stood slowly. Her knees cracked like wood. She reached for a pot and poured a black liquid into a small cup. Then she said the words that froze Anna's blood. "Someone close to you will be taken, unless you make another trade." Anna's voice broke. "Another trade?" The woman nodded. "You must choose to give up something pure, or something precious will be taken in your place. The balance cannot be ignored." Anna shook her head. "I never asked for any of this." Mama Idowu's eyes grew dark. "But you carried the water. You carried her burden. That was your agreement." Tears welled in Anna's eyes. And in the distance the wind whispered again, "Light or dark, you must choose." Anna left Mama Idowu's compound with her legs trembling beneath her. She didn't fully understand what had just happened, but one thing was now clear. There was no running from it. This thing, this balance, had her name written into it now, whether she liked it or not. She walked home as the sun dipped behind the hills, casting long shadows that followed too closely behind her. Everything she once found familiar now felt distant. People's faces blurred past her, like she was already slipping out of the world she knew. When she got home, Titi was on the floor, laughing at some TikTok video, completely unaware that something invisible was sitting in the same room, something waiting, watching. Anna sat on her bed, gripping the pouch like a lifeline. Mama Idowu's words haunted her. "Give up something pure, or something precious will be taken." What did that mean exactly? Her virginity? Her innocence? Her kindness? Or worse, someone she loved? A deep ache began to bloom in her chest. That night Anna didn't sleep. She kept the light on and sat staring at the ceiling as her heart wrestled with fear. Then came the knock, not on the door, on the window, soft, measured. She turned slowly. A girl stood outside, but it wasn't just any girl. It was Anna, or someone that looked exactly like her. Same face, same clothes, same tired eyes. Except this version smiled with something wicked in its expression. Anna screamed. Titi jumped up in the bed. "What? What happened?" Anna pointed at the window, shaking, but there was nothing there. Titi frowned. "You're scaring me, babe. Did you eat something bad?" "I saw—" Anna stopped. What was she even supposed to say? "I saw myself watching me from outside." Titi walked over and locked the window. "It's probably stress. You've been weird lately. Maybe you're overthinking school stuff or whatever." But Anna knew. That wasn't stress. That wasn't her imagination. That was the balance, showing her what could be, or what might already be happening. The next day was worse. At school, her best friend Sandra refused to speak to her, just glared once and walked away. Anna chased her down after class. "What did I do?" Sandra looked at her like she was disgusted. "You really don't remember? Remember what? You told me you hope my dad dies in that hospital, that I'm always so dramatic." Anna's mouth dropped. "What? I never said that." Sandra stormed off, and just like that, A friendship of 6 years crumbled under a lie. Or maybe under something darker. She rushed home again, shaking. Everything was unraveling. The pouch burned in her bag. When she opened it, the feather was gone. The bead, now cracked. The balance was shifting. Anna ran to the mirror, stared at herself. Her reflection stared back calm, then it smiled. Not her smile. Its smile. The fake Anna. And just before the glass fogged over with an unseen breath, it whispered, "You have 3 days. Choose what to give, or lose what you love." Anna backed away, trembling, whispering to herself, "No, no, no, no." But deep inside, she already knew what she had to do. She had to give up something. Something that would hurt. Something she'd never get back. The only question now was, could she live with what she chose? The next morning, Anna didn't go to school. She couldn't pretend anymore. Her world was spiraling, and no one could see it but her. Her mother knocked on the door once, then twice. "Anna, are you sick?" She didn't answer. She couldn't. Her thoughts were too loud. Her head felt like a broken radio, playing 2 channels at once. On one side, the normal life. The version where she went to school, gossiped with Titi, fought with her mother, laughed at memes and dreamed of falling in love one day. On the other side, the curse, this bargain, this ghost world that had been unlocked the moment she helped that old woman carry water. Anna picked up the pouch again. Everything inside it was changing. The bead had split in 2. Inside it, not blood anymore, but smoke, black, endless, pulsing. She knew it was a countdown. She remembered Mama Idawu's words again. Give up something pure, or something precious will be taken. But what did she even have that counted as pure? She was a virgin, yes. But she'd never even had a proper kiss. She never drank, never smoked, and barely talked to boys. She'd always thought she was saving herself for someone worthy. Was this what the balance wanted from her? Could she give that up? Or did it mean something deeper? Her kindness, her belief in goodness, her trust in people. No one could answer her. She needed help. But not from this world. So she did something she hadn't done in years. She prayed. She got down on her knees, placed the pouch in front of her, and cried as she spoke softly. "God, if you're listening, I don't know what this is. I didn't ask for it. I didn't know helping someone would cost me everything. But I'm scared. I don't want to lose my mom. I don't want to lose Titi, please." The air shifted. The light in the room dimmed even though the curtain was open. And then she saw it again, her double, sitting on the bed this time. Legs crossed. Same face, same clothes. But the eyes were wrong. They shimmered like oil and were completely hollow. Anna froze. "What are you?" It tilted its head. "I'm the version of you that doesn't ask stupid questions." Then it stood. "The balance doesn't wait, Anna. You already know what you have to do." "I won't trade my body," she whispered. The double smiled. "Then something else will be taken, and it won't be pretty." Tears filled her eyes again. "Why me?" It walked toward her slowly. "Because you helped. That's all it ever takes." Suddenly a loud scream echoed from the living room. Anna jumped to her feet and ran out. Her mother stood frozen near the couch, eyes wide. Her mouth opened and closed, but no words came out. Then she dropped to the ground. "Titi!" Anna screamed. "Titi!" Titi came rushing out of the bathroom, confused. She ran to their mother. "Mommy, what happened?" Anna knelt beside them, shaking. Their mother's breathing was shallow. Her hands curled tightly at her sides. She wasn't dead, but she wasn't all there either, like something had reached in and taken a piece of her. Anna looked up and saw her reflection in the mirror across the room. But this time there was no double. It was just her, and she looked exactly like the thing that had been haunting her. They rushed their mother to the hospital. Anna didn't say a word the whole way there. Her hands were ice cold and her thoughts were colder. She kept replaying the moment, how her mother had stood still, mouth open, then collapsed like her soul had been yanked out of her body. At the hospital, the doctors said it was a severe seizure, But Anna could see it in their faces. They didn't understand what had really happened. One of them even said quietly to another, "She looks awake, but it's like no one's in there." Anna wanted to scream. That's because something took her. Something came and took her place, but she didn't, because nobody would believe her. Titi paced the hallway, crying and angry. "I don't understand. Mommy was just fine this morning. What if she never wakes up properly again?" Anna sat on the metal bench, holding her pouch tightly inside her jacket. Her guilt weighed heavier than any water can. It was her choice, her delay. The balance didn't wait. She whispered to herself, "You wanted a sign, Anna. There it is." She knew what she had to do now. She had to give something up, something pure, something real. But what did that even mean anymore? When they returned home that night, Anna couldn't sit still. Her mother was alive but unresponsive, admitted to a hospital bed that smelled like bleach and death. Titi went straight to bed, refusing to talk. Anna sat by the mirror, stared into it like it was a portal to some other dimension. She whispered, "I'm ready." And for the first time, the mirror responded. The surface rippled like water. Her reflection stepped forward closer and closer, until it spoke in a voice like hers, and but flatter, colder. "You've seen the cost of hesitation." Anna nodded. "I understand now. I want to make the trade." "What do you offer?" the reflection asked. She hesitated, then spoke with trembling lips. "My innocence." The mirror paused. "You offer your body?" Anna clenched her fists. "Not to anyone, but to the balance, to whatever this is. If it will bring my mother back, Holt, take it." The reflection blinked slowly. "Very well. The pact is accepted." A sudden cold swept the room. Anna dropped to her knees. A pain, not physical, but spiritual, tore through her like lightning. It was as if a piece of her soul had been peeled away, dragged into the mirror, and crushed by unseen hands. When she stood again, she felt hollow. A part of her was gone. A soft, innocent light that had once lived quietly inside her was now dead, but the mirror was still. Her reflection was only her now. That night, the hospital called. Her mother had woken up. Anna stood silently in the hospital doorway, her heart frozen mid-beat, as she watched her mother sip water slowly, her eyes clearer than they had been in days. Titi rushed to her bedside, already in tears. "Mommy, Mommy, you're okay." Their mother gave a faint smile and whispered, "Why do I feel like I've been far away?" Anna didn't answer. She just stood there, clutching her jacket tightly, the pouch buried deep in its inner pocket. Even though it felt lighter now, the trade had worked. She had given up her innocence, and the balance had honored its side. But the victory tasted like ash. She walked outside the room, unable to sit there with her sister's joy and their mother's fragile recovery. Every smile felt like a mirror pointed back at her guilt. She sat on a bench in the empty hallway, knees pulled to her chest. And then she felt it, a hand, on her shoulder. She turned fast. The old woman, the same one from the road, the one with the water can, except now she didn't look tired or fragile. She stood tall. Her back was straight, her face ageless. Not old, not young, just eternal. "Why are you here?" Anna whispered. The woman sat beside her, folding her hands. "You chose well." Anna stared ahead, voice low. "Did I? I don't even know what I gave up anymore." "You gave what was needed. The balance only ever takes what has weight." Anna turned to her sharply. "Then why didn't you tell me before? Why trick me into helping you? Why set me up?" The woman's eyes flickered, silver and stormy. "I didn't trick you. You helped of your own will, and because of that, the balance noticed you." "I never asked to be noticed," Anna snapped. "Many don't," the woman said quietly. "But the ones who carry water for others often carry more than they realize." Anna looked away, jaw tight. "You ruined my life." "No," the woman replied, with a softness that made Anna want to scream. "You gave something, and In return, you saved something. That is the truth, that is the price. Anna closed her eyes. I feel like a part of me died. It did, the woman said simply. And now something new grows in its place. What? Pain, bitterness, strength. Anna laughed bitterly. I don't feel strong. You will, the woman said. But there's more. Anna looked at her sharply. The woman reached into her own robe and pulled out a second pouch, this one tied with black thread. This is for you. For what comes next. Anna didn't take it. No, I'm done with all this. The woman didn't push, just set it on the bench beside her and stood. Balance is not a one-time bargain, child. Once you've been marked, you will see the world differently forever, and the world will see you differently too. Anna clenched her fists. I didn't want this. I just wanted to be a good person. And now, the woman said softly, you are more than that. She turned and walked away, vanishing before she reached the end of the hall. Anna looked down at the pouch. Black thread. It pulsed softly, like it was breathing. She left it there. Or so she thought. Because when she returned home that evening, the pouch was already on her pillow, waiting. The pouch sat on her pillow like it had always belonged there. Black thread, tight, throbbing faintly, as though the thing inside it had a heartbeat of its own. Anna stared at it for a long time. No, part of her wanted to open it. Not after what happened the last time. Not after what the first pouch had already stolen from her. But she also knew something now. She wasn't the same girl who helped a stranger carry water. That girl would have cried, hidden, begged someone else to take the burden. This Anna knew what pain tasted like, what it felt like to trade light for survival. And most of all, she knew one truth. The balance never sends something without a reason. So she untied it. Inside was a key, small rusted, tied to a piece of cloth soaked in something dark red, dried blood again, and a note folded tightly. She opened it with shaking fingers. Return to the tree, midnight, come alone. The final debt must be claimed. Anna's heart beat once hard. The tree, the dead one behind the mud house, the same place where it all began. She waited all day, didn't tell Titi, didn't visit her mother. She stayed in her room, watching. The clock crawl, her hands gripping the key like it would anchor her to the world. At 11:47 p.m. she left the house. The town was silent, asleep. But the road behind the chapel was darker than it had ever been. No stars, no moon, like the sky itself had gone blind. She walked toward the dead tree, and every step pulled her deeper, into something not fully human. When she arrived, the ground around the tree was cracked open, like dry skin tearing. The air pulsed with whispers that didn't belong to mouths. And standing beneath the twisted branches was her again, the double. But it wasn't mimicking her anymore. It had become something else, taller, with pitch-black eyes and arms that stretched too long. It opened its mouth and said, in a voice made of wind and death, You gave once, you gave twice, now the balance gives to you. Anna's mouth trembled. What does that mean? The creature extended its hand. You have suffered, you have paid, and now you may take. Anna took a step back. Take what? It stepped forward, placing the blood-soaked cloth in her hand. You are now a bearer, a keeper of the unseen debts. You will walk among those who owe. You will decide what is fair. Who pays, who walks free. Anna shook her head slowly. I don't want this. The creature tilted its head. Neither did we. Once. And then it was gone. The wind stopped. The tree stood still. And Anna was alone and but not empty. In her hand the cloth pulsed, warm, and for the first time she understood. She could feel the weight of people's intentions, smell lies before they were spoken, hear the tremble in a guilty heart. She didn't need the old woman anymore. She didn't need protection. She was now the balance. She returned home before dawn. Her mother was awake, sitting up, smiling softly. Titi was beside her, asleep, holding her hand. Anna stood at the doorway, looking in. Everything looked normal, but it wasn't. Anna had changed, and somewhere deep inside her soul, something else now lived, something ancient, silent, and watching, waiting for the next imbalance, because once the balance marks you, it never lets you go.